It is Wednesday, January 31st here at the West End Gun Club. I'm out here to do a run-through of the February 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire. You can see behind me, or next to me rather, I have my 1022. So I'm going to shoot my 1022 today. I think I'm going to shoot this in the match for this month, just because I haven't shot anything but the Voodoo so far, and I want to just go ahead and try to shoot the 1022. It's a lot different to shoot this than the Voodoo because I find this shoots a lot more accurate when you kind of pull the gun into the shoulder, which kind of sounds counterintuitive, but I think it's something with this recoil impulse on a rimfire, like this 1022 action. It does have some slight movement or whatever in the pocket, so you have to really make sure that you're locked up and don't let it free recoil or anything like that, or just like not shouldered up properly. I think pulling in the shoulder is more consistent, but I find that I shoot really good groups when I pull it into my shoulder. That being said, in my infinite wisdom, I packed light, but I forgot to pack my tripod organizer, which has my shot timer. However, I do still have my shot timer attached to my hearing, so I'll use this Amazon special, which will do a countdown. So I won't be too exact on my times, but I will at least know when my 2 minutes is up. And there's some activity going on in the range. I do some range cleanup, I guess. We are going to get hit with rain this weekend, I think, or actually tomorrow. It's supposed to hit pretty hard, so hopefully it won't affect our ability to get to the range on match day on the February 25th, because if it does, then we won't have that match. But hopefully it won't rain too terribly where it destroys the road and we can't cross, but we'll see what happens. But we can't really think about that right now. Let's just go ahead and do our run through of the Course of Fire. First stage that we're going to run through today is Cupid's tripod. It's 120 seconds, 12 rounds. We have 5 targets. A 1 inch at 60, a 1.5 inch at 72, a 2 inch at 88, a 2.5 at 98, and a 3 inch at 100 yards. They are, I think the key thing is that the 100-yard target is gapped about 10 feet to the right of the 98-yard target. The restrictions are the magazine change is required after the first shot and before the last shot. If a mag change is not conducted, then the last 2 shots will not count, regardless if they were impacts. So we're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On a start signal, engage the targets in the following order and manner. Top of the tripod, 2 shots, 60-yard target. 1 shot, 100-yard target. And you're going to go prone, 2 shots at the 72-yard target, 1 shot on the 100-yard target. Back to the top of the tripod, 2 shots on the 88-yard target, 1 shot for the 100-yard target. Back to the prone, 2 shots on the 98 and 1 shot on the 100. So basically, you're going to start top of tripod, shoot the first target twice, then the last target once, and go to prone. Second target twice, last target once. Back to the tripod, 2 shots on the third target twice, 100-yard target once, and then the last target once, and back to the prone, 2 shots on the fourth target, then twice, and the last target once. So it's pretty straightforward. Just start top of tripod, 2-1 switch, next target, 2-1 switch, and it's just alternating. There's a 40. It says the tripod height will be between 42 and 48 inches, with the exception of the young guns. I put it at the 48-inch mark because we are shooting it at an up angle at the West End Gun Club, so the taller the better. The tallest we can do is 48 according to the rules. So most people are going to be scrunched down like this trying to get an angle at that target. It's tough at this range. So I would like to move it up another foot or so, but I think that we'll just stick with the range or the stage description in the Course of Fire will be official for this. So we're all shooting on equal, I guess at this range we're all shooting on equal conditions. But let's try this one out. Miss, safe.
Safe. Miss. Safe. Oh, forgot my mag change. Six. Well, that was it. Yeah, that was it. I finished. We finished on the prone. I lost track of that.
For the first stage we're going through this morning, kind of a warm-up, but lost track of where I was supposed to be at the very end, so I thought I had one more position at the tripod, which I didn't, so I did finish under time, just barely. However, I felt a little sloppy. The 1022 is relatively light compared to my Voodoo, and since we can't bag up, this, I may take off the head to give you a wider platform, because putting a bag on top of the clamp is kind of a balancing act, and it probably is a little unsafe for some people. So I may just go ahead and take off the head of the tripod that we use for our match. That would probably make it easier. That's probably the most unstable aspect of this. I felt that if you get a nice balance point, though, I felt a little sloppy, you should be able to do okay. I made a couple misses, but there's a little bit of wobble there. I think just trying to balance the gun is going to be your best bet, and try not to influence it too much on the tripod. And I think a bigger bag will be better. Again, you can kind of see here, this is a balancing act. A heavy gun will be better as well, because it'll be more stable. This gun is really light, but I'll figure out how to run this and just practice shooting this off the tripod. But in any case, it's a relatively straightforward stage. I didn't dial. I just used my holdovers. I think they're okay. I think I had a couple high shots. I think one of them at the 88 yards was high. It was on the stem. You can argue that was a miss, but in either case, it's a pretty straightforward stage once you realize what you're doing. Just don't lose track of your mag change, which I did. I would ideally probably do it while you're in the prone position, since it's easier to do a mag change while, I guess, laying down maybe, because you're not trying to balance your gun while at the same time loading your magazine. So anyway, that's it for this stage. Let's move on to the next one. Next stage we're going to run through is called speed dating. It's a 10-rounder. It has the full KYL rack, the 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch at 50 yards. Standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, take a prone position and engage the KYL target from large to small. You will repeat the sequence, but dropping the largest target in the sequence. So basically, all four from large to small: 1, 3/4, 1/2, 1/4. Then you're going to go back to 3/4, 1/2, 1/4, back to 1/2, 1/4, and 1/4. It's pretty easy or straightforward. We'll just shoot this.
Starting now. Oh, what am I missing? Dang it. Okay. Missed a few, or a couple, Not sure how, if my gun's not that accurate. Less than a minute.
This stage is really straightforward and easy. You just get into prone, shoot the kill well, and you're done. The only thing is I missed a couple shots. Not entirely sure if I needed wind today, because I did take a break because they were spraying weed killer out there, so I had to stop shooting, and they were in the impact area. I don't think the wind has really changed so much since we started. There might be a slight breeze, but I might be off on a windage. I'm not entirely sure, but that could affect you at the KYL at 50 yards. In any case, this is a pretty simple stage. Hopefully you can clean this. I know my Voodoo can, but my 1022 maybe not so much. But let's go ahead and move on to the next stage. Next stage of fire we're running is called Pyramid of Love. It's a 12 rounder. We have 4 targets on 2 banks. We have a 1.5 inch and a 2 inch on a double hanger at 68, 2.5 inch and a 3 inch on a double hanger at 100 yards. No position on the pyramid may be repeated. You're going to start standing, rifle all gear in hand, mag and action open. On a start signal, you'll engage the targets with 2 shots each in the following manner and order. Off the pyramid, near large 2 shots, you're going to move. Pyramid again, near large 2 shots, move. 55-gallon barrel, far large, then far small. So it's 2 large, 2 small far on the far. Then you're going to go move to the pyramid, near small, move again on the pyramid, near small, near small. So basically, pyramid, 2 different positions, 2 shots, near large. Then to the 55-gallon barrel, far large, far small. Then back to the pyramid, you're going to go near small, near small. Basically, near large, far small, near small, near small. So you're basically starting large, transitioning to small on the far, and then coming back to near small. Hopefully you can remember that. And it says each horizontal 2x4 has 3 available positions: outside left, outside center, or outside left, outside right, and outside center. So basically your spots are here. So that's basically what you're going to use. Let's see how this one goes.
Safe. Safe. Small. Safe. Do mag change now.
1 minute left.
Near small.
Left. 40 seconds left.
Safe.
30 seconds.
Oh. Drop 2.
Other than the fact that I dropped my last 2 rounds, this is a relatively simple stage. So my tactic here was to just shoot off my knees. I probably should have finished in prone. Maybe it would have saved me on the smaller near target when I dropped my 2 rounds. In any case, I decided to start from the farthest edge away from the barrel. And the reason why I use the edge instead of the center is simply because I like to keep the top of my scope a little bit clear. It's easier for me to lay down, kind of approach the rifle down like this rather than bayoneting it into the center. So I started here, far edge, 3rd rung, I guess, and then switched to the near edge, same rung, close to the barrel. Switched to the barrel, shot my 4 rounds here, then switched to the nearest edge here, and just came straight down here. In retrospect, maybe I should, I guess from the West End Gun Club facility, maybe it's better to start from the 2nd lowest rung, transition here, go to the barrel, and transition straight along that line. I don't know. There's different, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Although if I started here, and then went to the barrel and came back down to prone, again, would I have saved myself on the small targets? I don't know. I think it was a little bit of a pulse bounce. I could have taken more time. But again, approach it however you feel it's going to be comfortable for you. And I think you should do fine on this stage. Let's move on to the next one. Next stage we're running through is called Hugs and Chicken Nugs, 12 rounder. We have 2 targets, a 2-inch at 62 yards and a 3-inch at 90 yards. Magazine change is required after the first shot and before the last shot. If a mag change is not conducted, then the last 2 shots will not count regardless if they were impacts. So talk about the last 2. Okay. This is the bonus time stage. If you finish with extra time on the clock, you get bonus points. You're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, build a position on any tank trap tip and engage the near target with 2 shots. You will repeat the sequence for the remaining 2 tips. So basically, near target 2 shots, move, 2 shots near, 2 shots near. You will then engage the far target with 2 shots from that same tip and repeat the 2 shots on a far sequence from the remaining 2 tips. So basically, pick a tip, 2 near. Go to another one, 2 near. Go to another one, 2 near. Then shoot 2 far while you're still here. Then move 2 far and then 2 far. The tank trap will be positioned with the center tip towards the competitor. So pretty straightforward. You're basically going to have to use all 3 tips to shoot the near twice and all 3 tips to shoot the far twice, with the transition to the far being on the same tip. Let's go ahead and try this one out.
Safe. Oh, missed one. Safe. Question is, can I take it again? Yeah, I can. Large. Might as well just dial that one. Safe. I think I missed that far one. Safe. Plenty of time. Can I take a knee? I cannot take a knee. I saw it go over the right. Safe.
I dropped a few rounds on the stage. However, there's not really much to say here. It's your typical tank trap stage. Moving position to position, taking some shots, moving, it is what it is, right? I don't know what other tactics you want to take here. I think for some people, maybe starting off on the most stable position for them in their given range conditions, however the tank trap is set up and however you're laid out, we're shooting at upward angle here. I wanted to shoot from this side first on this tip simply because I can rest my arm against this and brace it against the tank trap. So that was my choice there, just to make sure that, hey, I've got to go to wind call, and then just have a good stable position so I can make a good wind adjustment, knowing that I was shooting center, and then just switch this side and then end up shooting near then far on this one, and then transitioning back to the other 2 tips. I dialed for this one, so I had 0.3 on according to my Kestrel for the 62 yarder, and then 1.3 for the 90 yarder. And so I just decided to make that adjustment change there, and there's plenty of time to do it, and probably better than, it gives you a better reference when you're aiming rather than trying to hold over while you're also in a wobbly position. But I elected to dial my elevation for this one. No other tips here. Let's go and move on to the last stage. The last stage of fire run is called Get Stable Like It's Meant to Be. 10 rounder. We have 2 targets on the same double hanger. It's going to be a 1.5 and a 2.5 on a double hanger at 77 yards. No real restrictions here. You're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag and action open. On the start signal, engage the targets with 1 shot in the following order and manner. From the chair seat, large, small, 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 large. From the chair back, small, large, 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 small. So basically 5 shots from each position, starting large, then alternating 3 shots and coming back to large, and then the chair back, small, alternating for 3 shots, large, 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 and going back to small. The chair will be facing the competitor as pictured, which is facing this way. It's pretty straightforward, and we'll see how this one goes.
2 minutes starting now.
Large. The only problem is it swings while it's after shot. That's where you're slowing down here.
Safe. Probably should have had my big bag, but it's all right.
1 minute left.
So small, large, small, large, small, large, large, large.
50 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
40 seconds left.
Safe.
30 seconds left.
So finish with about 30 seconds left.
This is going to be a really easy stage for pretty much most ranges. If you're shooting on flat ground, this is going to be simple. But we do shoot an up angle, which may complicate things for taller shooters. I'm pretty short, so I can do this where I basically sat down and I shot kind of with my bag here at an upward angle, and I'm able to scrunch my body down and get this thing to sit pretty nice and balanced here. And I was able to get some pretty clean shots in this position. Did have to cant my head to the right quite a bit, but I mean, you're not giving up much there. I mean, it should be fine. I don't know how other people want to shoot it. You can try, if you were going to shoot with a big bag, this would be a lot easier. Get the big bag and you're done, right? You either shoot a quasi hunched over prone on your knees and just get the big bag and just kind of let it sit there and you'll be fine. If you have one of the mega bags, which I do have in the Jeep, but I didn't bust it out, figure I'll just shoot it in one bag. That might be the easiest for taller, larger people. And then from the seat back, I shot, ow, just knelt on a piece of brass here. That hurt. From the seat back, basically I just put my game changer here and then bounce my gun. But this is a little bit unstable. And if you can, try to get a leg up here. That's what I tried to do. Granted, we are shooting the angles, so it's a little bit easier to kind of cant the gun, get a little bit of your leg on target. If you're shorter, if you're taller, it's gonna be perfect because your knee should probably get up to here and you'll have a good solid point of contact to rest the rear of the stock or your chassis. If you have a big bag like a pump pillow, definitely I would use it here. So it might be wise to use if you need to game it a little bit, go ahead and get like the pump pillow or the mega bag to shoot from the chair seat and from the chair back, and you should have a solid rear support with the larger bag there. But I shot one bag, was able to get all 10 hits with this gun and with 30 seconds to spare. So this is going to be an easy stage. Anyway, that's it for this. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, and then we'll wind down this range vlog. As far as the February 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire, I feel it is a very easy Course of Fire. And I don't say easy, but it's low on the difficulty scale. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of cleans across the country for those shooting this match. And I feel that it's going to be a good match for beginners to come to. So if you've never shot NRL22 before and you're still thinking about coming out, The February 2024 Course of Fire is one you should go to. So I would highly recommend attending that if you're brand new to NRL22. I feel like you're not going to struggle on this Course of Fire too much. I mean, obviously, if you're brand new and you just dive in blind, you might, you're going to probably not going to score very high, but I don't think you're going to struggle with the stages. They may look complex, but if you read it and understand what's going on, it's going to be easy to understand what you're doing, and you should be able to memorize what you're supposed to shoot, like what targets and what positions. That being said, I ran my 1022 today. I'm going to run this in the February match, assuming it happens. Hopefully the road doesn't get washed out with all the rains we have coming in. But today I was a little sloppy with it. I haven't shot it in quite a while, and so I was just getting used to the gun again. It does feel different. It handles differently than the Voodoo, of course. It doesn't weigh as much. So you got to own this rifle in terms of just really maneuvering it properly and managing it well, because it's kind of lightweight, relatively speaking, especially on these unstable positions. You have to work out the balance. And I think it's balanced okay. It's a little bit back heavy. I mean, it could afford to be a little bit more front heavy, but I really can't tack on more weights. That being said, if you're still wondering what this is, if you've never seen this before, it's just an OEM Ruger 1022 Action OEM bolt, full quartz and barrel. It's 20 inches, but it's only 18.5 effective with rifling with a 1.5 inch compensator. So it's like no rifling in there. This is the KRG Bravo stock. Got a KRG Arca rail there. The Weed Era rings, and then Bushnell Match Pro ED. This is the, I don't even remember the magnification, 5-30 scope. And then, that's kind of it. And then Skypod, single pull, of course, Gen 2. But this is the configuration I'll run for the next match. And then, because I just want to shoot my 1022 in a match, because I haven't done it all season. So we'll go with that. Anyway, hopefully you got some good information out of this. Again, it's a pretty straightforward Course of Fire. I didn't really give too many tips here. Most of it's going to be kind of logistically specific to our range, because we shoot at an angle, of course, an upward angle. But I think some of the information here could be used for your own match venues. Anyway, that's it for today, Wednesday, January 31st, here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog.